What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to episode 34 of You Ain't Got a Lot podcast. I'm your co-host, Two Wavy Jason, aka JCHD.
It's your boy F Money and Money for short. How's everybody doing today?
How are you doing on this Friday, sir?
I'm great. What about you?
I'm good, man. I can't
Ready for the
complain. Can't
weekend?
complain. Trying to, we have to prepare for the weekend and stay warm as well with this ever-changing weather we're dealing up here. But you guys, we got a juicy one today. We got a real juicy one. We're gonna be talking about the Michigan scandal, of course. There's so much going on. So many new details are being leaked and, put out there about it. Then we're gonna talk about sports, obviously. We gotta talk about it. It's almost playoff time. We gotta talk about that. And the last topic, well, the one that we're actually gonna talk about first, are new laws around the world. Are they trying to protect us or are they trying to control us? So, starting off in Australia, Australia has enacted a world's first law that effectively bans children under the age of 16 from having social media accounts on major platforms. It came into force December 10th, 2025, after an online safety amendment or social media minimum age Act of 2024 passed by a parliament and amended the Online Safety Act of 2021. Now, some of you are wondering who it applies to, and it's basically all the big name social media handles out there from Facebook and Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Snapchat. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm a huge YouTube junkie. I can't imagine not having access to YouTube. Even if we take the fact that we make a podcast and put it on YouTube money, if we remove that, I watch so many videos on YouTube. I don't know if I can handle it. But they're gonna be you can't YouTube, Snapchat, Reddit, Twitter, or X is called now, Threads, Twitch, and Kick. So you can't even stream. What if you're an underage streamer? What if you're like a 16-year-old streamer and you're like actually a popular streamer in Australia? Do you move? There's so many questions. So many questions I have about that. And the platforms also must take responsible steps to prevent underage people from creating accounts as well. So the law doesn't criminalize kids or parents for accessing these sites. It takes the responsibility onto the companies. So basically, they making Instagram, TikTok, X responsible for making sure that no underage person on it. So if you're a 16-year-old and you're on Instagram, they're not more so going to be mad at you. I mean, granted, from my understanding, if a company fails to take responsible steps to block an underage individual under the 16 for having an account, regulations can seek civil penalties. These fines can go anywhere from $50 million per violation. Well, Australian money, but 49.5 million in Australian is roughly 33 million in the US. Millions of millions either way. So, how are these platforms trying to comply? To enforce the rules, companies are using a mix of age verification methods such as facial age estimation via the AI, which I think could be flawed because some people look older than they are, some people look younger than they are. You remember back when we were in high school, how much older some of the girls we went to school with look. And perfect example, you and I. How often did we get ID'd and it was like, oh, you're not 18? It's like, yeah, we're both 18. You know what I'm saying? So I think that can personally backfire, but they cannot require government ID for access, which makes it even more dicey. What are your thoughts on this, Money?
My thoughts are like you said. What if you're a streamer? What do you do? To me personally, if I was a successful 16-year-old streamer, I would move. There's no reason to stay there
Kind of got
because
to.
you're taking away my income.
I was about to
Yeah,
say
you
that's your
have
source
to.
of income.
So that's what I would do. I'll say I understand them trying to protect the kids, but here's another thing that has me wondering: does that include if you game? Are you not allowed to, have online access until you're 16? Because gaming is, considered where you can talk with people and everything. Is
Oh,
that
for sure,
included
yeah.
or?
I mean, I'm
So I'm
going to
like,
take a stab in the dark and say yes, because they took the time to include Twitch and Kick, or maybe it's just the ownership of an account. But if you own a Twitch account, you stream on that. Like you own the Twitch account, you stream. So I'm
mhm.
gonna say yes, but I'm not for sure on that. So that means yeah, you can't play
Well,
online games with your friends no more, which sucks.
they're gonna lose a lot of citizens because everybody games nowadays. If everybody talk like you're basically, if you're 15 and under, you're cut off from the world.
Yeah.
And that's ridiculous to me. Like I said, I understand you're trying to protect the kids, but Facebook and Instagram and some of these other sites are how people can connect with some friends that moved away in other countries and things like that. So it's like, now I can no longer talk to my boy Justin because Justin decided to move to Thailand.
Yeah.
Me personally, how we talked about, is it protection or control? It seems more of the control situation than protection, because the only ones who should be enforcing those rules are the parents, because those are their kids, not the government.
Which I agree with you on. That's the parents' job to police your children. You set the standard in the house. You set the rules and lead the house and raise your kids. Now you're kind of putting the blame on social media for, and I get it. It's been a lot of evil people out there that's lured children into bad situations, and people have taken advantage of others through social media as far as the catfishing scandals and people getting robbed. But at the same time, though, you have to take a level of responsibility on that yourself. Money, you and I are both two grown men. And for the sake of the conversation, let's just say for the hypothetical money, you're not married, right? So if you meet some girl online and she can somehow convince you to send her thousands of dollars, then I mean you have to wear some of that too. Especially if you've never met this person, you guys never talked on the phone, but she somehow convinced you to send her thousands of dollars. Like, who's that gullible? Who's that naive? So I think the adults have to parent their kids, raise their kids. Stop expecting other people to raise your children until it's too late, and now they're uphill with no paddle.
I agree with you 100% with that. And, you know, it doesn't look like I said, how they're moving is going to make a lot of people not even want to go there anymore
Yeah.
or visit.
I'm very curious. Now I'm curious to how many streamers, because Australia is huge. So I'm curious to how many underage streamers they have, got them reconsidering how they going to, make content. You can't do YouTube, you can't stream. So it's like, well, this is what she's been doing since he was 13, because you know some Fortnite kids out there that's crazy. So he's been a Fortnite player since 13, got popping, he's making money off it, he's 15 now. And he can't use it till he's 16. So we gotta take a year off. I don't know. It's kind of crazy.
Hey, I'm ready to hear your opinion about this next conversation regarding
What you got
social
for me?
media. Okay, so due to multiple court rulings in 2025, Turkey has established a rule that liking other women's photos, that's if you're a man, and liking other man photos if you're a woman, can be considered damaging marital trust, setting a legal form of emotional cheating or digital infidelity. And repeated actions can lead to divorce.
Digital infidelity is crazy. We're making up new terms. Digital infidelity. All right. First of all, I think that's wild. I think people who are bothered by that are very highly insecure. I think for the simple fact of, like, I've recently been getting back into fitness and stuff like that, so I tend to like a lot of fitness pages, whether it's males or females. And so by me liking a girl because she's showing her, what if it's some girl who had like a transformation where she was 270 pounds and now she's 200 pounds, you know what I'm saying? And I like it. I'm cheating on my wife. I think it's kind of crazy. Insane to me.
I think it's wild. Like, and like I said, it was due to multiple court rulings. It's like, to me, no offense, but I think it can't. This law was set forth by women, because I don't think it was really men that really pushed that hard for this law to be set up. I'm gonna just be honest with you.
I mean, there are some insecure men out there. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It definitely is some insecure men out there who feel the type of way like, oh, you did this at a third, because
You know what?
especially, hmm,
We should say it was set up by insecure individuals. That's how we should
yeah.
set it up. Because you're right. There
Someone
are
got
some
their feelings
insecure
hurt
men.
because he not 6'5", 250 pounds, 3% body fat, and his wife is just loving his six pack. Meanwhile, he's 5'11", 280 with a beer belly, and he mad at her. It's wild, absolutely wild.
Hey Jay, he could do what old buddy did. Go how tall was that dude? 5'6" to 6'1" or something.
Oh, you talking about the leg
What?
shit? Nah, that's weird. That's weirdo energy. You still gonna have these little arms. Like that doesn't make any sense to me. People getting that leg extension. Like one dude did it. It took him 2 years to finally walk normal again. You want to be 6 foot that bad that you willing to not walk normal for 2 years?
Hey Jay,
Insane.
he got a 5'9" wingspan though.
Yeah, got these little T Rex arms.
6'1" with a 5'9" wingspan. That's ridiculous.
And another thing too, how long until you said it was Turkey? This is that. How long until India
Yeah.
adapts that? You know what I'm saying? All these heavy, Iraq and all these other heavy religious countries, to where the women are, lack of a better word, secondary.
I was thinking Thailand because they say Thailand has the highest infidelity rate.
So it's only a matter of time for these other countries start, that's like that, that's highly religious like that. I think try to follow that same suit. I just think it's dumb. I think if you guys are having issues to the point to where your significant other is uncomfortable with you liking another person's picture of the opposite sex, or maybe it's the same sex. I don't know what kind of household you have. Then you guys should sit down and have a conversation and talk about how you guys could move forward outside of me being rude and saying you should seek help. But it's something going on in that relationship that you even feel that way, because if you guys are feeding life into one another and you're making your significant other confident, it wouldn't bother them. So that means you as a partner doing the bad job of giving your partner that confidence to where they
I
shouldn't feel
agree.
that insecurity.
I totally 100% agree. Uh, I'll say, could you imagine they put that rule in the U.S.?
Gonna be a lot of broken homes. It's gonna be like when COVID. All these people started getting divorced because they found out they really don't like their wife or their husband. So it'll be bad. It will be bad for sure. Or people get caught with. Now I think this is crazy though. People get caught with fake accounts. They got burner accounts. They go on and just be like, bro, what? Insane.
Well, anything more you got to say about this, or you ready for that juicy topic that we laid out for everybody?
Oh man, yes, yes, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, we are moving on to the Michigan scandal. I think that's safe to call it, right? That's what everyone's calling it, the Michigan
Yeah,
scandal. So,
yeah.
for those that don't know, on December 10, 2025, the University of Michigan fired Sherrone Moore after an internal investigation concluded he had engaged in an inappropriate romantic relationship with a staff member, a violation of the university policy which was included in his contract. Because he was fired for the clause being, you know, copyright infringement basically. Well, not copyright infringement, but it was an infringement of the contract. His multi-million-dollar contract will not be bought out, meaning that money he was entitled to, he's no longer entitled to because he avoided the contract. What happened? Hours after the firing, Moore reportedly went to the home of the woman he was involved with after she ended their relationship and informed the university. Police alleged Moore broke into her apartment without permission, threatened to self-harm himself while holding a kitchen utensil, more likely knives or some kitchen scissors, and engaged in behavior described as stalking. A 911 dispatcher reportedly captured the situation, including claims that the woman said he's been stalking her for months. Which doesn't make sense. If y'all were romantically involved, how was he stalking you for months? So with all that being said, Moore was taken into custody and booked into the Washington, I don't know how to say that, Washtenaw County Jail and facing several charges, including felony third-degree home invasion, misdemeanor stalking, misdemeanor breaking and entering, and his bond was set at 25,000, with conditions as of no contact with the alleged victim, GPS monitoring, and required for mental health treatment and evaluation. He appeared in virtual court and is scheduled a further hearing in January 2026. Moore has already seen trouble already earlier this year with the University of Michigan. Michigan was facing penalties from the NCAA for sign stealing scandal, which included suspension for Moore, large fines to the university, and national scrutiny of Michigan's program and integrity. So I got a timetable, but before I get to the timetable, money. How did this hit your radar?
I was just chilling one day and it just popped up like Michigan fired a head coach. I'm like, okay, and then it started popping all up on social media about everything. I'm gonna say there are certain things I learned about him. He was the first black coach in Michigan history.
He fucked it up for everybody.
Yes. Do you want me to break down the other stuff that I found out regarding it?
Yeah,
But
go ahead.
like I said,
Before
I
you
seen
say
it
it
on
too,
social
I
media.
just think this is the issue that we have. He knows black coaches already start with a strike. And now because you end up with this foolishness, we might not ever see another black head coach in Michigan until we 55, money.
Maybe never, bro. Here's some things you probably didn't know. The woman he had the affair with, he had ordered her a Plan B. They say he ordered her a Plan B, and they said that he had her get an abortion.
Wow.
So I'm like, oh, by the way, for everybody, the Michigan head coach has a wife and 3 kids. And they've been together since 2015, so they've been together about 10 years. So I'll say most of the kids are probably under 10.
Yes.
10 and under is probably the age range. So I'm going to say this, right? I'm going to say this man lost it all, bro. He lost his contract. He probably lost his family. And he lost his
Yeah.
freedom.
I'm pretty sure he lost.
You're
To the
good.
viewers at home, we probably got some pro-black people that's watching right now. His wife was white, so I know because I've been seeing the woman he had the affair with. I've been seeing her picture getting tossed out there. His wife was white as well, and he cheated on his wife with a white woman. So we don't need to go to the race things. Even though, speaking of race, Jamel Hill has used the incident to spark discussion about racial disparities and how black coaches are treated compared to their white peers, which is true. That was something I just was talking about. But we know that already, regardless of the situation, we know that it's a strike being a black coach before you even step in the door. So with that being said, you being at this prestigious school, considered one of the few 5-star schools in the country, you can't go in there and fuck it up for everybody. It's unacceptable. I just don't understand, like, if you're not happy in your marriage, then divorce your wife. Divorce happen all the time. Can divorces get messy? Yes, they can. Can it get extremely expensive? Yes, it can. But that's better than you losing your job, turning into a stalker over this woman who, what's crazy, money? She probably ended it because she wanted him to divorce his wife. Like, hey, listen, we're going to be together. I can't keep doing the secret thing. She did it for however long they did it. But she's like, I can't be a secret no more. Either you leave her and we be together, or I'm done with you. And he's like, oh, I can't leave my wife. And I'm assuming.
Think
I
about
don't know
this,
true,
Jay.
but this is my assumption. What's up?
Think about this. So your contract is terminated, right? You're probably going to lose half because your wife probably going to leave and take half. And then
And your
probably gonna have to
infidelity
pay
is
out
public
this.
knowledge, too. So you can't fight that in
Yes.
court. You're going to lose that in court.
Yes. And you probably going to have to pay this woman off.
So she's going to get alimony. She's going to get child support. She's going to get half of everything. And then she comes out looking like this sweet lady to whoever she starts dating, whenever she starts dating again, to the general public, because she didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, and think about this, Jay. The mistress going to get paid off. He going to have to probably
yeah.
pay her some type of damages. So whatever he made, they said he's made, $6 million per year for the past 2 years, so $12 million. At best, he's going to have, after taxes, he probably has, $6 million. We're gonna do hypothetically six
Hmm.
million. So after this, you're gonna probably have three, and then you're probably gonna have to pay old girl a mill. So you're gonna have 2 million left. We're just doing hypotheticals. We don't know all the tax laws in Michigan and all that stuff. We're just doing hypotheticals.
And another thing too, has she been released from duties as well, or she still has her job at Michigan?
I haven't seen that she was fired, but I'm gonna just be real. The next coach is gonna more than likely fire her
I
because
wouldn't want that energy around for the simple
yeah,
fact of is it, if I decide to keep, for example, let's say you're one of Moore's assistant, right? Money, you're one of his assistant coaches.
hmm
This whole thing hits the fan, and I know your personality. You are a very supportive and loyal man, right? So
hmm
regardless, Sherrone was wrong. We're not saying he's not wrong, but Money is the type of
hmm
person he's still gonna support his friend and his peer. So even though he was wrong, what he did was wrong, he's still gonna support him. So when he see her, he's gonna look at her like, that's the girl that got my boy fired. Regardless of his missteps, he's gonna see it as she's the reason he got fired. You can't have her in the facilities anymore. Y'all gonna have to, what's to do? Buy her out. But you
Hey,
gonna,
hey,
yeah.
Jay, here's something that I failed to mention to everybody. Her salary went up from like what 50 to 60 something thousand to 90,000 when he became the coach too, which is ridiculous.
So he was having this
He
affair with
bumped
this
her
woman
money up
back when he
too.
was an assistant.
I don't. He might have, but I don't know the whole situation. I just know that when he became head coach, her salary went up.
Wow. So I got a little timetable you of what's happened over the past couple days. So December 8th, the woman ended a relationship and reported to the university officials, which something had to have happened, Money, because I've
Jay,
heard stories of, hmm,
here's what I heard. I heard that she ended it, and he kept calling her and texting her and all that stuff, and then that's why she went to the university.
my question is, what happened for her to end the relationship? That's the
Yeah,
answers we haven't gotten yet. Something had to have happened because before you were fine with it. You were fine with everything you were partaking in. Then all of a sudden you're like, this ain't working for you no more. Something happened. Something happened, and that's when he lost it too. He was like, which I think part of the reason why he acted the way he did was paranoia because he's like, yo, my life could truly fall apart. So he overreacted to the situation because she probably said, now granted, I don't know how trustworthy this woman is. He knows it better than you and I. So she probably said, hey, we're done. I'm not going to say anything, but I'm done with you. And either he couldn't take her leaving him, or he was paranoid that she's going to report it, or a combination of both. Which led to him stalking her and doing all this crazy stuff, which led to her telling these people, which led to December 10th, Morris fired because Morris fired for the cause in the contract by the University of Michigan. Hours later, he was arrested following the apartment incident, then taken to jail. So from December 11th through December 12th, somewhere in that time frame, Moore is formally arraigned and charged, and his public and media reaction unfold. And his next scheduled court hearing is January 22nd, 2026.
let me ask you this: what do you think he's gonna be doing for the rest of his life? Because I doubt he's gonna get another coaching job.
Oh man, he'll be probably coaching Pop Warner in New Arkansas in Alaska.
You
Sheesh.
gonna be coaching in Alaska, bro.
Yeah, it's bad, bro. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad. Your life
Hey,
changed in a
hey
matter of
Jay,
5 days.
you have to write down. Do you have to write down? You know how you check the box? Have you been convicted of a felony? They're gonna tell them don't even
Oh
check the box.
yeah.
We seen it on the news. We already seen. We seen it on the news, bro. We already know.
And then another thing too is like you gonna have to get a real job. And then you know how people is. He gonna come in for that interview. It's gonna be bad, bro. It's gonna be bad, bro. What are the odds of him getting another coaching job? Even if he doesn't want to be like he's like, hey, I just want to coach linebackers. Maybe a college like a D3 school, but even then, D3 schools are smaller than D1. So a smaller school means a smaller campus. Coming from a guy who went to a small school, I can tell you everybody knows everybody. And when everybody knows everybody, everybody knows your business. So the moment he steps on that campus, you know they hired that guy from Michigan, right? Like, I don't know, man. You might be right. He might can never get a job again, bro. He may can never get a job again. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad. Like, I'm trying to think of every possible outcome of him getting another coaching job. Because look at Gruden. Gruden got fired from emails from 15 years ago.
Yeah.
So if he got fired from emails from 15 years ago, you able to get this nigga a job for something from 6 months ago? That nigga's going to be in the unemployment line. It's tough. It's tough.
Oh man,
that's tough.
Hey, my name is. His name is gonna be like, hey, my name is Sherrone Moore. Target. That's what he gonna be doing next time.
Oh my goodness, bro.
He gonna be. Hey, Jay, he got to work at Home Depot. You know, that's his next thing, bro. Because he can't. Where else can you work? You can't be a coach no more.
And then if he's convicted, money, he's gonna be a felony, which is even harder to get a job with a felony.
Yep.
Oh my goodness, bro. And he got kids too. Life, and then let's say let's say his wife has a heart of gold and she's like, "Look, you fucked up, but I'll take you back," right? I don't know, bro. I think that's gonna turn into some weird stuff, bro. Because
she basically can hold it over your head the rest of the
marriage.
Yeah,
she can hold it over his head. She can turn the marriage into an open marriage. Like, where are you going? I'm going out with Jerome. This is the third time this week. Yes, it's the third time I'm going out with Jerome. He's going to blow my back out, and you're going to sit here and watch the kids, and I'll be back.
What would you do if she told you that, bro? I got to just leave, bro.
Yeah, it was, man. I can't do it, bro. It would just be over at that point. In the matter of 5 days, this man's life has fell apart.
I told you he lost it all, bro.
He lost it all.
Hey, Jay, you know how you crash out in GTA? Mm-hmm. He did that in real life.
In real life. And he made it worse. Like, yeah, you got fired, and I don't know how much details they released initially when he got fired. Because they could have just like, oh, we're terminating him for breach of contract. He could have asked me, like, hey, can we keep this under the wraps? Anything could have happened. But for you to crash out, go to this girl's house, break in, and you stand in her kitchen talk about something, I'm going to kill myself. It don't work, bro. It don't work, bro. It don't work, bro.
Hey, Jay, I'm going to just say this, bro. If he just got fired for conduct with a assistant, he could have potentially got another job.
He 100% could have got a job. Look at Ime Udoka.
Yeah, that's what happened with him. He got it, and he got a new job. You know, the Michigan coach could have got another D1 school that was struggling.
USF would have took him there terrible.
Nothing. Yeah, Brian Hartline, the new USF coach.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that. How you feel about that?
Yeah.
Since we brought it up.
I love it, bro. You know, Miami Dolphins.
I say he was coaching there first. Yep. Yeah, I remember he was coaching at Miami. Yep. He was a receiver coach. And Brian Hartline was a good receiver back in his time. So
yes,
he was a good receiver. I heard good things about him as a coach. So I'm really wishing him the best down there at USF.
And the Bucks receiver Abuka showed love to him.
Yeah.
Because you know he was the Ohio State wide receiver.
Yeah, he was there for a while.
Yeah, so like we said, Jay, the situation the guy put himself in is a situation where a 39-year-old man should never be in. Like, you are an educated black man. You need to carry yourself that way. He could have just accepted him getting fired and, found another job.
Yes.
You could find another job.
Easily.
He probably would have got divorced, possibly. She probably would have left it alone. We don't know. But
that would have been the end of it. Your wife leaves you, unfortunately, but hey, you made bad choices. You made bad choices, and it came to light. So your wife divorced you. You move on to another school, probably be a DC again, probably be a DC for 2 or 3 years. Then you get another opportunity. Or you could have went to a lower tier school, a D1 school somewhere, and still got an opportunity like a FAU. You think FAU wouldn't take him as a head coach?
Yeah,
Or Tennessee State or
possibly.
Texas State?
Yeah, possibly. And now you're spent you're he's probably gonna get how many years at least 1 to 2 years at least in jail. We're just saying we don't know what how many years those counts and how many counts he's gonna be tried of those. So we're gonna just estimate 1 to 2 years. He might be to get off with probation, but still,
I'm curious. I know we're in a different time because we have a president who's a convicted felon, but has there ever been a convicted felon
no,
coaching the NFL?
I don't think so, bro. Because that's what they say about our president, all the time. So we have to see, bro, because what he did it's hard to put yourself under the radar in a situation like that. It's like, hey, you made national news. Like, people who don't even watch football found out about this because it's all over TikTok. I'm willing to bet.
Michael Vick is the first convicted felon to coach in D1 football. And he
But
just
Michael
got
Vick's
that job
situation,
last year money.
Michael Vick's situation
I
different.
agree.
They
I
just call
totally
it what
agree
it
with you.
is.
I totally agree with you. 100% completely different. But unfortunately, he is a convicted felon.
Yeah, yeah. But I'll say we're not going to go too much into it. But Vick's was due to his family. That's why
Correct.
he got the opportunity. This guy.
That was him. That's all you, big dog.
Hey Jay, you gotta say that this man got mental issues, bro.
Yeah. Because you skipped a lot of steps. You skipped a lot of, like, most people. I don't want to say most people. I would say anyone that's to that point,
Normal.
normal functioning human beings who have been to that point. Like, money, if he would have went to that girl house and beat her up, then it's like, that's not cool, but that's the reaction you get. You know what I'm saying? But that's not what he did. He went to her house to talk about something. I'm gonna kill myself. It's like, oh man.
No, no, no. He went to a house and broke in.
Yes, he broke in. It's all bad. It's like it reminds me of this meme. I don't know if I can find it. If I can, I'll put it in the video. But it was a meme, and it's like how toxic is your girlfriend? And then she's like, "You always saying that. If you don't want to be with me no more, don't say you don't want to be with me." And he texts back, "I don't want to be with you no more." And then she responds, "You don't want to be with me? I'm gonna kill myself."
Hey Jay. Hey Jay. I sent something on Facebook that the girl was like, "If you lose to Ohio State, I'm gonna tell all our business." It was like a meme somebody made, man. I'm like, people cold blooded,
Oh
man.
man, this is bad, bro. This
Yeah.
this reminds me of. Do you remember that scandal with the police department?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what this reminds me of.
Nah, that was way bigger, bro. That was multiple police officers,
That
bro.
was insane. That whole thing was insane. The reason why I
Yeah.
said it reminds me of that money because people who don't watch sports are hearing about it.
Yes.
So it's taking on its own entity and growing legs, and this is getting hairy. No pun intended.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Anything else you got about this?
Nah, we made all the jokes we could, bro. 'Cause it's low key crazy.
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild for sure. When more details come out, we'll definitely be back to talk about this. But without further ado, Week 14 of the NFL, we saw the Green Bay Packers take on the Chicago Bears at Lambeau Field in Green Bay, and the Packers walked away victorious with a 28-21 victory. First half, the Packers had control early. The Packers built a 14-3 lead by halftime as Jordan Love connected on 2 touchdown passes, including a long one to Christian Watson, which, newsflash, he's still fast. Anybody who second guessed that he still had any speed after that hamstring surgery, that boy can still run. Okay? Chicago Bears battled back in the second half, cutting the deficit and then tying the game at one point, 21-21 in the fourth quarter, behind strong offensive drives, 2 touchdown passes. The deciding factor of this game, Green Bay was spotted with a go-ahead 2-yard touchdown run by Josh Jacobs with 3 minutes and 30 seconds, making the game 28-21. On Chicago's final drive, they were driving down the field with a chance to tie or win the game if they went for two. But the Packers cornerback, Keyshawn Nixon, intercepted Williams in the end zone. 22 seconds left in the game, sealing the victory from Green Bay. Money, what are your key thoughts from this game?
I'm going to say this, bro. My thoughts from this game is Michael Parsons is still that dude. I checked the sack leader, and it's Myles Garrett right here, and then everybody else here. But Michael Parsons has 12.5 sacks for the year.
Mm-hmm.
So he's top 5 in sacks. And he's consistently getting pressure on the quarterback. And I'm thinking Dallas defense is missing that.
No,
and
for sure.
Green Bay's defense is benefiting from that. But Christian Watson, he's fast, bro. That's all we knew about him.
Yeah. Guy from North Dakota State, he was fast. Jordan Love had 3 touchdown passes, over 230 yards through the air. Like I said, Christian Watson had 2 long touchdown receptions. When you can run like that, you're going to get over people. And Keyshawn Nixon had the game-sealing interception in the final minute. On the Bears side, Caleb Williams had 2 touchdown passes that led to multiple comeback drives. Luther Burden had a team-high receiving yards in the absence of Rome Odunze, who was out. So after this game, the Packers improved to a 9-3-1 and retake first place in NFC North. And the Bears fall to 9-4, snapping a 5-game winning streak, but remain in the playoff hunt. The rivalry will renew soon as they're scheduled to meet again December 20th at Soldier Field.
Let me ask you this. What's up with them making these division rival games so close? I thought you would play a team in the beginning of the season and the end of the season.
I don't know. The schedule's been weird lately because they got the same thing going on in Carolina. We play the Bucks next week and then we play them again on week 18. I do like the division games towards the end of the year because then it creates that playoff atmosphere and division championship online. Like I remember back in the day when I was younger and I was getting into football. I love hearing the commentators going and it'd be like week 16, week 14. It was like, all right, if the Buccaneers win this game, they are division champions. But if Carolina wins this game, they're the division champion. Like having a division championship game inside the season is cool because how often do we see a certain team just run away with the division and if they lose the last one of the season, it really don't make a difference. They already won it. So I love those division championships inside of a season personally. But I don't know. I don't like having all 6 of the games at the end of the year, all 8 of them.
Yeah, I don't either.
So, but regardless of which, they play again, like I said, December 20th. Chicago has to win that game. They'll be home. Caleb has to play better. It's going to be a tough one.
I'm picking Green Bay.
You picking Green Bay?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
We'll talk about that game when it gets closer,
we'll
but
talk
I'm
about
picking
it for
Green
sure.
Bay.
What game you got, Money?
I have the Dolphins versus the Jets. The Dolphins played the Jets in a game where Tyrod Taylor got hurt early in the first quarter. The Dolphins ended up winning 34-10 with A-Chain going out early. What was it, the second quarter?
Mm-hmm.
A-Chain actually went out in the second quarter. And Jalen Wright ended up carrying the load, rushing for over 100 yards. I think he had 124. The Dolphins as a whole ran for over 200 yards with Tua really struggling this game. It was tough for the Jets because they had a rookie quarterback his first year. Ended up getting picked off by Rasul Douglas. And another pick happened with Mason Taylor. He couldn't hang on to the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So Dodson picked him off. So I'll say with the Jets, the rookie quarterback is starting again. I don't remember the guy. His name was like Cook. I don't know his whole name.
And for the record, I understand Fields has been bad. There's no reason Cook should be playing over Field right now.
They say Fields hurt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Fields is hurt.
Because I heard he was announced a starter before. So we not even. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, Justin Fields, unfortunately, we had a whole conversation about him an episode or two ago. But we talked about
Yeah.
how how disappointed he's been and how the expectations I believe both of us had. No, I think more so me than you.
Yeah.
But we had high expectations for him this year. He didn't deliver. But Cooks looked bad. He looked worse than Dylan Gabriel, I think. So we'll
Yeah.
see.
It did.
We'll see what happens. The Jet season is over. So at this point,
It been over,
it's
bro.
been over. You're correct. It's been over. At this point, honestly, I'm just hoping Aaron Glenn gets a second chance next year. But the team don't look good. Nothing about the team look good. You know how usually, for example, the Browns. The Browns look bad, but the Browns have a great defense, and Myles Garrett is a generational player who's about to break the all-time sack record. Something small, but something to be proud of. The Jets have nothing to be proud of this year.
Garrett Wilson is hurt. You traded away Quentin. You traded away Quentin Williams and Sauce Gardner. Brees Hall has had a decent year. Justin Fields has looked bad. Defense has looked bad, which is Aaron Glenn's
Specialty.
strong point. Yeah, I don't know, bro. He might. We personally, the I'll say everybody in the division is hoping he gets another chance because that team don't look good,
No,
bro.
they don't. And I was really rooting for him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we knew going into that situation in the Jets, we knew it was a bad spot to begin with, but hey, we already know the black coaches get the rough destinations. But it's not an excuse to look like it's fine with the team being bad money, but when the team's not only bad, but you look like you're in over your skis as a coach for some of the late game decisions from poor clock mismanagement, that's where I get, like, okay, we got to hold you accountable. No one's beyond reproach. So, Aaron Glenn, as much as I want to see you succeed, my brother, you have to be better in your job as a coach. Like, perfect example is Carolina. I can deal with us losing because Canales looks competent. He's made some decisions where we even talked about it on here. I was like, I didn't think it was the right decision. But he showed me, hey, I know what I'm doing. And it turned out to be the right decision. He looks very competent in his position. So I can take losses in that capacity. But when we're losing games, not because we're missing the talent, but because our coach isn't coaching us good, because our coach is calling bad plays, or not putting us in the position to be successful, then we have to have a conversation.
You know, a conversation we need to have at the end of the season. What coaches had a talented team but mismanaged that team? That's what we need to have at the end of the season.
I mean, that'll be a fun one for sure. Because now we really run the fine tooth comb through the NFL. So that'll be a good one. So for the next game, Pittsburgh Steelers played the Baltimore Ravens at M&T Stadium. And Pittsburgh walked away victorious 27-22. Pittsburgh jumped out to a 17-3 lead in the first half, building momentum behind strong drives and physical play. Aaron Rodgers was very sharp, throwing for 284 yards with a touchdown pass and adding a rushing score himself despite dealing with a cast on his left wrist. DK Metcalf finally played like the generational player that everyone thought he was going to be coming out of the draft. He was the top
Yes.
target with 12 passes thrown his way, finishing with 7 catches, 148 yards receiving on the day. On the Ravens side of the ball, Baltimore battled back in the second half behind Lamar Jackson, who struggled most of the day, but finished with 219 passing yards and 2 total touchdowns. The Ravens narrowed the gap between the two with a potential go-ahead touchdown, but was wiped away after review when Isaiah Likely catch was ruled incomplete in the end zone. What did you think of that catch?
I actually didn't see that catch. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Okay, so I'll break it down for you. Um, it was real dicey because I always thought you have to maintain the catch through the ground. Meaning you catch the
Hmm.
ball, you hit the ground, you roll, you do all that stuff. When you come up, you have to have possession of the ball, right? If it moves, it lies, or
Hmm.
if it hits the ground, that's incomplete. Isaiah
Hmm.
Likely catches the ball, takes 2 steps in the end zone, and then the defender knocks the ball out of his hand, and they ruled it incomplete. So from my knowledge of football, to me that was a touchdown. Because how many times have we seen guys
Hmm.
stretch over the pylon money and then they knock the ball out the hand?
And they call a
And it's
touchdown.
called a touchdown. So I believe they were, for the first time in a long time in sports for me personally. Fans always say, we were robbed, we were robbed. I will say the ref stole that one from them. That was a touchdown.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. And then we had the Colts versus the Jaguars. Nothing much to be said besides it was a beatdown. 36-19. The Colts beat the Jags. We gotta have this conversation. Daniel Jones ended up getting hurt, and that's when the game became over.
Yes.
Daniel Jones has an Achilles injury. One thing we don't like to see is injuries. We wish the best for him. But here's my thing, and we had a conversation about this. Cam Newton even said this. He said, "I'm 36 years old. I work out every single day, and the Colts ended up signing 44-year-old Philip Rivers. What is your thoughts on that?"
Um, it shows that the Colts, even though they had this great season and all these players playing out of their mind, it shows that they're a clown show. Because it's unexcusable. Out of all the quarterbacks that's available, regardless if we think they're bad, money, regardless if we think Kurt Benkert is a bad quarterback, he's sitting at home right now and he's 28 years old. Regardless if you think Cam Newton was horrible in New England, which is reasons for it, we can dive into that if you want. But I was arguing with people online about this too. But at no stage, because they kept going back, because the argument they kept saying to me was like, well, Phillips is a better thrower of the football at this point in his career. Cam Newton's shoulder's done. It's like, what information did you have that shows you Cam Newton's arm is done? At that point in time, when his shoulder was bad, when he got hurt, he had the surgical repair. He played the next year after having the surgical repair. It's been a couple years removed from that shoulder surgery, and he's still been working out. I'm sure he did enough rehab to where he's good to go. So, and my biggest point was, so the people say, even with that, Phillip Rivers is a better thrower of the football at this stage of his career than Cam Newton. And I 100% disagree with that. Because first and foremost, Phillip Rivers was never better than Cam Newton at any stage of his career. From the first 4 years of Cam Newton's career and the first 4 years of Phillip Rivers' career, he was never a better quarterback.
Hey Jay, didn't Philip Rivers have one of the best running backs of all time?
He had one of the greatest
backfield?
running backs of all time, one of the greatest tight ends of all time, one of the best offensive lines of all time, and you never made the Super Bowl?
Hey Jay, they had number one offense and defense that didn't make the playoffs.
Didn't make the playoffs.
Has Sean Merriman back in his prime.
And so for people to believe that Phillip Rivers is an understandable choice, it does no. And then I was seeing that they said, oh well, him and Shane Steichen have a relationship. And it's like because I said that's not the same head coach that was there when he was there. He's like, yeah, but they had Frank at the time, and then Shane Steichen took over. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, he took over. I'm like, bro, he was with Philly, but okay. Regardless of which, he was like, yeah, he runs the same offense for the high school. I'm sorry, money. I was unaware. When did the bridge from high school football to the NFL become a line? Because I can tell you, it was a lot of stuff I did in high school that I wasn't able to do in college. High school, I was faster than everybody, so I outran most of the people I went against. College, I outran people, but not the same number of people. So to sit here and say, oh, they run the same scheme for his high school, it's a lot different calling a play, saying, hey, kids, do X, Y, and Z, to you physically going out there and doing it, being terribly out of shape, too, by the way. Have you seen pictures of him? Dude looks like the Pillsbury Doughboy. Like he's been eating donuts for the past 5 years. Nobody who's a competent general manager of a professional football team would have said, hey, let me give a 45-year-old quarterback not named Tom Brady a call. That is the only
Jay, I would
answer.
call Tom Brady first.
That is the only name you could have told me at 45 that I would say, okay.
Hey Jay, all these retired quarterbacks I would have gave a chance to before I called up Phillip Rivers.
And it's like, they was like, oh, and then it was like, yeah, Cam Newton can't throw no more. I'm like, why do you think Cam Newton can't throw no more? Because we look at the history of Cam Newton in New England. Cam Newton was playing well on that piss-poor New England team. There was no talent on that roster outside Newton himself. And he was playing well. Then he got COVID, and he even later admitted his win wasn't the same after that, and he didn't feel like himself for the rest of that season. So with that being said, he had COVID. How many players got COVID during that year that didn't even play the rest of the season, money?
A lot. I'm gonna say this, Jay. You you could have got a player off another team practice squad.
Hello.
Like it's ridiculous.
There's a lot of options out there that you said, nah, I'm good.
And here's the thing, Jay. How bad is Anthony Richardson really hurt
I agree, bro,
from the eye
because of
injury?
his, I 100% agree. I ain't want to say it, but I'm glad you said it. That's why this is called You Ain't Got a Lot of Podcasters. We keeping it real on here. Anthony Richardson look real soft right now. I ain't gonna lie, money. I've had the incident where the band done popped me in the face. All right, it popped me in the face. I wasn't out for 6 weeks.
Hey Jay, I had an eye injury and I still wanted to play, but the doctor's like, nah, you can't play until this amount of time. And you're a professional. Your
You're a
team
professional.
is on a playoff race. Go out there and put on a special visor so you don't get hit in the eye. Do something, bro. You should be trying to carry that team.
100%. And the thing is, I don't think he's looking at the big picture. Money, has Daniel Jones played better than I expected him or you expected him to do? 100%.
Yes.
If he goes out there, money, and let's say AR takes back over, and he takes back over, but he's showing so much progression that he leads the Colts to an AFC Championship game. They're gonna let Daniel Jones walk, and then be like, all right, Anthony's ready now.
Or they might sign and trade him.
So yeah, exactly. Either way, Anthony would get his job back. The fact he doesn't see this as an opportunity to be like, hey, this is my chance to get the starting job back. Go out here and play well, play smart football, show these people I was worth the pick they took me with. This is crazy.
That's always had me wondering, Jay, because I'm like, everybody's like, well, the orbital injury, I was out for 2 months. You're not a professional athlete. Your career is
Yes.
not on the possible line.
This isn't what you're paid to do. It's unacceptable. He's been out for too long with this injury, man. Unacceptable. There's no reason Phillip Rivers' name should have even been brought up. But
Yeah, Anthony Richardson should have been the next. Hey, Anthony, go out there and win us some games because this is your job. If you continue, because think about this, Jay. They have a young team. You have a running back. You have young receivers. You went and got Sauce. You could build a young dynasty with that young team, and your quarterback is hurt still. You know what, Jay? To me, that shows that he's either injured more than they're saying, for one, or like you said, it has us questioning his toughness, or they just don't trust him.
or another caveat that I low-key been thinking, but I didn't say. I was kind of saving it for the pod. Maybe he's pouting, money. Maybe he's that type of selfish person that he's mad he didn't win that job. So when he got hurt, he was like, oh, well, I don't even got to suit up no more and worry about it, being on that sideline no more.
Jay, I don't know because a real competitor, even though a real competitor is going to use that opportunity as fuel
I agree.
to go out there and win.
I agree, 100%. Me and you are in lockstep. But what if he's pouting the money? What if that's why he's not back? Because this injury is not as bad as it is for him to be out this. Or maybe you're right. Maybe it was a worse injury than we thought. Maybe something else happened that they're hiding. Because we've learned teams do hide injuries. So maybe he's dealing with something, but that just shows he's injury prone. All these signs point to us saying that he's not the guy. No matter how you dice it, no matter how long he sits out, it's telling us like, hey, he was the wrong choice. And he's blowing this opportunity for himself.
Because, Jay, like we said, either he's more injured or pouting or something else. But to be honest,
bad.
man, it looks bad.
It looks bad no matter what the
how it's
reason
set up.
is.
Yeah. And then the fact that Tyler Warren, Jay, when you text me and told me he was their number 2 emergency quarterback, bro, I started laughing, bro. I said, ain't no doggone way y'all gonna have your superstar tight end in the making go out there and play quarterback for y'all.
Well, you know why, right? Because I did some research on this. Tyler Warren was a 3-star quarterback, money, in high school.
But now you got no tight end.
No, oh yeah, 100%. No, yeah, you don't. Unless you like Ollie Cox. I think he's still there, right? More Ollie Cox?
I think so. He's decent.
He's decent. But I think, money, it'll be a lot of
QB runs.
QB runs and stuff like that, because that's what his tape. He was a dual threat. His senior year, he passed for like 1,600 yards, but the nigga ran for like 1,000 yards too. So he was really a touchdown machine. He was a big boy. He was 6'5",
You know what, Jay?
220 in high school senior year. So
You know what that has me thinking about? The reason why we question the Phillip Rivers thing is because what is the main reason why Jonathan Taylor was getting a lot of his rushing yards?
because of
Daniel Jones
yeah,
being a dual threat,
100%.
being a
You had to
dual.
respect
Yeah,
it. And then the reason why his play has dropped was because Daniel wasn't running these last couple games. He was dealing with injuries. So because he's dealing with those injuries, he wasn't able to move as much. And how many times have we seen a small injury lead to a significant injury?
that leg injury led to the Achilles. Here's
Exactly,
another thing.
100%.
Here's another thing we have to think about, Jay. Before we go on too long about the Colts, um, Anthony Richardson has an opportunity next year to win the job back because Achilles injury is a wow.
Yeah, he's gonna be out for a minute.
And plus he's a quarterback who moves. So Anthony Richardson has opportunity to win the job back, but they're
If
talking
Anthony
about you
Richardson
might
doesn't
tag
play
him.
well next year and Daniel Jones comes back, because at this point Daniel's in a bad spot because he has this tear, but we all know he was playing well. So I think there's a world where the Colts sign him, maybe not to a mega deal like he could have got if he kept playing
No,
like
they're saying
this.
a franchise. They might franchise tag him. That's what I've been hearing.
You want to franchise tag a guy on the ACL tear who played good for the first time in his career?
That's what I was hearing. They might franchise
That's
tag him.
expensive penny.
Or,
But even if they do tag him, if Daniel Jones takes that job when you come back, then Anthony Richardson's done in Indianapolis. He's gonna
I
have to.
agree.
He's gonna be on that Justin Fields trajectory. He's gonna go somewhere else and hopefully get another chance. But he has to show something next year.
At least Trey Lance with his, he at least went to the playoffs.
Yeah.
You know, the others never really, did much.
So
Are you ready to talk about your Panthers, bro? Who they play this week?
yes, sir. Yes, sir. So for our first game preview, the Carolina Panthers are taking on the Saints at 4:25 p.m. at the Caesar Superdome in New Orleans. You hear me? You hear me, little Woody? Carolina's coming off a bye week in a solid 31-28 road victory over the Rams. We beat the big boy Rams, which means Carolina can beat anybody. We can beat anybody if we can beat the Rams, which is a great confidence boost for us on both sides of the ball. Unfortunately, we did lose to the Saints earlier this year, 17-7 in Week 10. Nothing went right that game. I remember that game. Bryce played horrible. We couldn't get the run game going. If I'm not mistaken, that might have been still Chuba Herbert was getting forced the ball instead of Rico. But it was a bad game, bad outing for us. Bryce Young leads our offense that can be effective when balanced between the pass and run. Establishing a run game will be key. On the Saints side of the ball, New Orleans has quietly built momentum with recent wins, including a 24-20 victory over the Bucs. Rookie QB Tyler Sherrone has given the offense a spark and shown mobility through consistency and remains an issue. Yes, he's going to be inconsistent. He has shown, I will say he's shown flashes. He's made some big plays, but he has made mistakes that I feel a quarterback of his age shouldn't make, because he's 26, I believe, as a rookie. 25, he's up there. So that's in the question mark. And the Saints defense has been respectable as of late, dominating Carolina in their first match. With that being said, Carolina is favored this game by 2.5 points. What are your thoughts on this game?
I'm gonna say this, Jay. A Dolphins YouTuber made a good point and made me think differently. You really can't always judge a team based off of the division rival games, because it seems like a lot of teams build their teams to beat the division rivals. I basically would judge you all based off of other teams like the Rams win, that type of thing, because the Saints, y'all gonna play each other hard every single year.
And they know you better
Because
than
you
anybody
all,
else.
yeah, they know you better than anybody else. That's what I'm about to say. You all play so many times against each other every single year that they know this is the scheme you run. I'm picking you all to win this game because you all have momentum now that the Bucks lost,
Yes.
and you have the ability to be in first place in the division. So I don't see in any world that the Saints win this game.
I obviously I'm right there with you. I think the fact that we lost some early in the year, coming off this big win against the Rams and the Bucks losing Thursday night, which we'll get to eventually, I think that says it all right there. We have to win this game, and if we do win this game, that solidifies our spot being first in the division right now. Let's hear about your Dolphins, money.
Okay, so we play the Pittsburgh Steelers in Pittsburgh. So it should be cold in Pennsylvania. The Dolphins are a 3-point favorite. Here's something you got to think about. Guess who's not playing for the Steelers?
TJ Watt,
TJ Watt. You know the record without TJ Watt?
bad.
1-10 or 1-11. So if I had some money, I'll be running to the bank to put my money on the Dolphins. That's really like Jalen Ramsey's not looking the greatest. But here's another caveat that we have to think about with the Dolphins. Tua's not playing good. He doesn't play good in the cold. But with A-Chain coming back, being healthy, you got Wright who's shown he could carry the team. You got Ollie Gordon. I think them boys going to rush for over 200 yards again, bro. I think they're going to just run the ball because no TJ Watt.
Yeah, definitely gonna be tough out there. So my question to you would be: can Tua handle that physical playoff style pressure? Miami's in a weird spot because they're still alive for the playoffs, but they have to win out, from my understanding. So the Steelers thrive on money in games up with pressure and late hits. There's no TJ Watt. So is that pocket going to stay clean? And if it is clean, can Tua still process fast enough and avoid the killer mistakes he made in the past?
Let me ask you this, Jay. Have you had a team win in spite of you?
Not me personally, no. Maybe on 2K,
That's
yes.
Jay. No, that's how it feels with the Dolphins.
Yeah.
It seems like every time Tua throws the ball, bro, you're thinking, "Oh man, this man didn't almost throw an interception into the defender's hands." It seems like the Dolphins are winning in spite of him, bro, and it's bad. It's bad, bro.
Yeah.
Like basically they're telling like Mike McDaniel's getting to the point. We're gonna run. We're putting 6 linemen down to run the ball because we don't trust our quarterback.
Do you think Miami's run game will show up when it matters most? In those late third and short situations?
Jay, you know why I brought up? I talked about the top 5 rushers and the top 5 tacklers. Number 1 is JT with 1356. We're gonna talk about the Bills, which Cook is number 2 at 1308. Guess who's number 3 in rushing?
Apparently
A-Chain.
A-Chain. I didn't know that.
1,126 yards. Since I brought it up, number 4 is Bijan, 1081, and number 5 is Gibbs, 1062. So you had a number 3 rusher in the NFL. Yes, I think they're going to be able to run the ball.
Okay.
And then on defense, you had a number 1 tackler and Jordan Brooks. He has 142 tackles of the year. So to me, he's having a great year. You know, he looks like he might have more tackles than Zach Thomas. And you know, Zach Thomas is a Hall of Famer. So he might have more tackles this year than Zach Thomas. Number 2 is Devin White for the Raiders with 133. Number 3 is Bobby Wagner, 131. Number 4 is Jack Campbell from the Detroit Lions. And number 5 is Cedric Gray with 128. Jack, he had 129. I don't know out of all of them, I didn't know the Titans do. I never heard much about them, but I knew everybody else.
Yeah, he's pretty good. So do you believe the Dolphins defense can force one momentum changing play?
You got the leading tackler in the NFL, so I think yes. I think with Minka, it seems like Minka's playing better. Rasheed Douglas has been playing really good. Jack Jones has been playing pretty decent. The pass rushers have gotten after the quarterback, and they've had a really good run-stopping defense. Oh, by the way, the Dolphins and Steelers play on Monday Night Football. So that's the game. Yes, I'll be watching it, and I personally think they're going to win, not because of Tua. They're going to win because of the run game. That's why they're going to win.
So on the Steelers side of the ball, can the Steelers score enough points without asking their quarterback to be a hero?
I personally don't know because DK's only really had, like, off the top of my head, like a few great games for the Steelers. And Jono's been, an afterthought. Aaron Rodgers has been up and down. I think the Dolphins will be able to force him into some type of mistake.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think for Pittsburgh to win this game, they will need to control the tempo and shorten the game. Long drives, clock control, ugly wins. That's Pittsburgh. That's Pittsburgh's game, you know. But I don't know if they can do it. I don't know if they can do it. T.J. Watt being out, that's a big hit for them. They're going to look a lot different on that defense. Um, Hayward hasn't looked that great to me. I think he's been a shell of himself this year. Obviously, I think that's Father Time more than anything because isn't he like 36, 37?
Yeah,
So
Jalen Ramsey
Jalen Ramsey
hasn't
looks
been looking that
washed. Yeah,
great.
so
They
I,
they got rid of Darius Slay.
but I agree with you. I got Miami taking this one. Pittsburgh is favorite 3.5 points.
Oh, I seen it. I thought I seen the Dolphins. I might have read it wrong.
So next preview we're gonna talk
Unless
about. They,
unless it changed, Jay.
yeah, I mean,
Unless it changed because T.J. Watt's being officially ruled out.
oh, that's what it was. I think I checked mine before he was ruled out.
Yeah. Okay. That's why we had different ones because T.J. Watt, I had checked my after he was ruled out, and it made the Dolphins a 3-point favorite. Well, for everybody who wants to know, when it says -3, that means that they're projecting that team to be the favorite. When it says +3, they expect you to lose by 3 points. I think that probably was the reason. Cause I was like, I was like, what? And then, like I said, I checked mine after that news came out. And I
No,
think
no,
that's
still is a favorite 3.5.
really
Yeah.
still.
So
Oh wow!
probably want to bet $5 on that game, bro.
Shoot, I'm betting on the
That's
Dolphins.
what I'm saying. Bet $5 on it.
Shoot,
Dolphins
cause
+3.
yeah, shoot, because I think they're gonna win
I agree.
because the record 1-11 without T.J. Watt, that's horrible.
Now I will say this is a cold game, money. When the temperature is 50 degrees or low, Tua has never won a game.
Hey Jay, when has Tua had the number 3 running back, a top 5 rushing running back in the league?
Tua had the number one offense in the league at one point when
Hey,
Reek was going for 2K.
hey Jay, H ain't on a mission this year, bro. And think about this. Wright had a game where he literally rushed for over 100. They rushed for 200 yards against the Jets. I think that's going to be. They're winning in spite of Tua. So I think the team is gonna come in and say, Tua, just don't throw no doggone pick. We
That's my
carry you,
only
bro.
hesitation with this game. It's gonna be cold. Tua don't like the cold. Moving along though, we got the Chargers versus the Chiefs. The Chargers are trying to solidify a playoff position and push for double-digit wins, looking for a season sweep over the Chiefs with their Week 1 meeting in Sao Paulo ending 27-21 in LA's favor. Kansas City Chiefs sitting at 6-7 are fighting to stay alive in the AFC playoff picture. A loss here will seriously hurt their hopes and more than less eliminate them from the playoffs. Kansas City is favored, and no, excuse me. Yes, Kansas City is favored by this 4.5. Chiefs are desperate, man. Chiefs are desperate. They need a win here. The big question I got for this game is, can the Chargers pass rush disrupt Mahomes? Will Justin Herbert hand limit his effectiveness? Which it did. He looked like he was out there doing some crazy stuff, even though he had the injured surgically repaired hand. I thought he played well. The Chiefs' playoff really lies on the line here. They lose this game, that's it. Their season's over. They might as well start preparing for the draft. And if the Chargers pull out the sweep, do they have a chance to win the AFC West from Denver?
I'm gonna be real. I'm picking the Chargers.
Mm.
I picked the Chiefs too many times, and they've continued to let me down on too many must-win games. So I'm picking the Chargers. I just don't think the Chiefs are that confident this year. It just don't, like with Travis Kelsey, the fact that he dropped that last pass
That was
last
heartbreaking.
Sunday, and it went into the defender hands. That just described the season for me.
That was heartbreaking. A guy who is as reliable as Travis Kelsey, who doesn't do things like that, to go out there and pull a Kadarius Toney and pop it up to the defender. You were right. That does wraps up how the season's been going for them. Tell us about our last game we're gonna preview, money.
The Bills Patriots in Gillette Stadium. They had the Bills as a 1.5 point favorite. Uh, I'm gonna say this, bro. I'm picking the Patriots, bro.
Mm.
The Bills have Cook, who's a top five Russian running back. He's number two right now, but that boy Henderson has been on a tear for the Patriots recently, and I think he's gonna have a really good game. Drake May has been a baller. I'm picking Patriots, bro. It's in New England. Yeah, I'm picking Patriots.
I got Buffalo here. I think Buffalo's in the bad spot. All right, they need to figure some stuff out. I think the Patriots actually need a loss to humble them because I think they're really feeling themselves because they're on this big win streak, and that'll be good for them. I think that'll be good for them going to the playoffs to have a playoff environment game to see like, okay, we lost to Buffalo. That was a wake up call. So I think it'll be very beneficial for them to lose this game. As crazy as that may sound. Um, big
Oh no, bro. That they lose this game, they can lose the number one seed.
I don't know, man. But if they get number one seed money, they go into the playoffs and lose in the first round for them, losing the divisional. It was all for what?
I'll say this: we have to see who the matchups are first. To be honest with you,
That's fair. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Drake May, but yeah, I got the Bills, man. Because ultimately, I feel like Josh Allen will play disciplined football for a full 60 minutes, not just a half. Because he's had games this year where he's played sensational. Like that one game, he had those 6 touchdowns. He was terrible in
the
that first
Bucks.
half. He
Was
was
it the Bucks
terrible in
game?
that first. Yes, he was terrible in that first half against the Bucks. In the second half, he came out there and put the cape on. So,
Same thing with Cincinnati.
so I think if he plays a full game of football and plays that Josh Allen brand of football, I think they'll be fine. Bills defense needs to dominate the weaker offensive line like they're supposed to. I believe the up front the Bills are stronger defensively than the Patriots front five. So that's something that we gotta think about too. Some people looking at this as a survive and advance game. I don't think it's that yet because both teams are still alive for the playoffs. But like you said, this is for the one seed for the Patriots. If they win this, they're more than likely in the best position to win the one seed. And on the Patriots side of the ball, can the offense generate anything consistently? Some games it's running the ball, some games it's passing the ball, some games they just fizzle out and they go multiple drives without scoring. Are they going to make this a defensive battle, a punt fest? Will the defense be able to contain Josh Allen? They were the first time, but Josh Allen, knowing he played bad last time, I think he's going to come in here with a different mindset. So I think that's my
We
big
have to
thing
see.
right there.
Now we have to talk about the Bucks game, the Bucks versus Falcons.
All right, you can take lead on it.
I'll say the Bucks versus Falcons game. I'm not going to say much about it because it was disappointing that you lost to the Falcons. They actually made Kyle Pitts look like a superstar
Kyle Pitts
tight
had the
end.
best game of his career.
He had what 116 and 3 touchdowns. Like
No,
he
Kyle's
had
had one.
45.
He had 148 and 3 touchdowns.
Oh shoot, I missed part of it. I missed other stuff because he had to get yards after what I seen. But yeah, he had 45 fantasy points. Kyle Pitts looked like a superstar tight end in this
Yes.
game. And the Bucks lost 29-28. Uh, this game for the Bucks is could be backbreaking because you have to play the Panthers twice, and you had the division lead, and it looks like it's slipping away.
Yeah. And guys are coming back from injuries. That's the thing that we kept saying that makes the Bucks scary is guys are going to come back. Guys are coming back and they're losing games.
Yeah,
They're losing games with their full lineup and assortment of weapons and players. It's looking rough out there. I will say as a Panthers fan, obviously we needed Atlanta to win because Atlanta's been eliminated. They're officially out. They're done. So the fact that they were able to win this game for us, that helps us because now that we sit at the top of the division until Sunday, hopefully we can pull out a win, then that solidifies it. If we lose, then obviously we fall back under the Tampa. But it was a lot of mistakes. Some of the throws Baker was making, it was like, what did you see there? Or the throws he did make, it was like, that was a little late. And I think Baker's a better quarterback than what he showed Thursday. It just seemed like he wasn't quite prepared. He wasn't seeing what he wasn't trusting what he was seeing, and then when he was seeing it late. So I still believe in Baker. I think he's a stud quarterback. He's still a top 10 quarterback. But that wasn't the game that they needed for him. Kiss and Cousins, I think, played bad too. But he made some big plays. He had Kyle Pitts acting like he was Tony Gonzalez out there. So when you got a guy playing out of his mind like that, it makes it real easy to win the game. He had one. He went over two defenders in the end zone to score money. That boy, he was playing the way you thought he was going to play as a rookie. That's how he was playing last night. I watched this whole game, and the whole time I'm like, yo, Kyle Pitts isn't good at football. So last night
I was sick last night, so I missed the game.
He was sensational last night. I will give him his props and his flowers. He was balling his ass off.
Jay, I was like, I seen some of the highlights and I was like, ain't no doggone way, bro. This dude was what I thought he was gonna be since his rookie year, like you said, and he showed up for one game.
Yeah.
This season.
I don't know why this game meant so much to him, but he went out there and showed his ass.
I agree. He balled out.
Anything else you got, man?
No, I'm good, bro. We got it all out.
This was a good one. This was a nice good one. Got a bunch of juicy stuff going on. If you made it this far in the video, thank you so much. Please hit that like button. Please hit that share button. Please subscribe if you're new. Any topics you want us to hear us talk about, drop a comment. And if you're new here, you gotta subscribe so we can do the follow-up on the Sherrone Moore scandal, okay? Because that's only gonna get juicier as more details come out. Because I'm sure it's gonna be stuff that we was like, where is this coming from? Because it always get crazy. Now some of it may be lies, but it's worth talking about, worth hearing our opinion on. Anything going on that we need to talk about, Money? Can you tell people to look out for it?
No, I'm just chilling, just chilling.
When are you gonna stream again, sir? You haven't streamed in a while. Us viewers miss you streaming, man.
Hey, I might stream this weekend. I might stream some 2K, bro.
All right. I was actually funny you said that. I was actually thinking about streaming some 2K for the first. It'll be my first time streaming to the viewers at home, but I was thinking about doing it. We're gonna go out there and lose every game. We gotta make it entertaining at least, bro.
Hey, I'll take it, shoot.
But that's all we got for this one. Once again, thank you so much for watching. I'm Jason HD, aka 2Wavy Jason.
I'm F Money, and Money for short.
And until the next one, peace.
Take it easy, y'all.